Why are home prices still so high? Hey everybody, my name is Lee Kaylee Darden, realtor here in Chicago. This week's video, we're going to be talking about why home prices are still rising and also talk a little bit about what happened in Chicago's real estate market last week so you can prepare for the weeks to come. All right, let's get into it. So, first and foremost, we are going to take a look at some data that kind of leads up to the 2008 housing crash. There has been a lot of talk about a recession, a housing bubble, the housing market crashing again. And I know millennials, we are kind of hoping that that happens because what we saw in 2008 was that housing was, the prices were lower and lenders were a lot looser with their lending terms. And a lot of people who were able to buy at that time really benefited from that. What I want to stress though is that there was a huge difference between 2008 and now as far as inventory goes. So as you guys can see, leading up to 2008, there was a lot more inventory, right? We had builders who were making a lot of single family homes, and then in 2008 they really were not getting the support that they needed after they built those homes, and there was an oversupply of homes. Since then, there has not been as much reproduction. We are seeing that it is going up, it is increasing, which is awesome. But there just is not as many homes being made, especially single family homes. And there were also not as many homes being sold at the same prices that we saw back during that 2008 housing crisis. We're actually seeing homes continue to go up in value. So, with that being said, what is that going to mean for the future? When we take a look at population, we know that our baby boomers are living longer. Grandma, grandpas, we love you. The Gen X generation, they're either already in their home, maybe looking to buy their second home, possibly looking to downsize. And for some of them, if they're young, like my mama, baby, they want a bigger and better house. So they are also still in the housing market. We also have our millennials, which is my generation of people. We are thirsty to buy because it is our time. However, as a reminder, there's just not as many homes on the market, and we are competing with more buyers. And then we have our Gen Zs. Our Gen Zs, y'all are just so educated when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your options for building wealth, and I love to see it. But millennials, we are also in competition with Gen Z because they are younger. They actually are finding out more ways to get more money for themselves, and they are being really smart about their decisions. So we have just a larger population of people who are ready to buy at this time, especially after the pandemic. People are finding more value in their home and wanting to have that home as a place of stability. When we hone in and look at Chicago and we check out the new listings, we can see that last year, which by the way is highlighted in green, there was a slight dip from the week of July 18th through the week of July 25th. And we see that those same trends are occurring this year as well. I like to highlight that because a lot of times there will be like this title or this marketing propaganda that might say, oh, there's a dip in housing, there's a dip in listings. Okay, we saw this last year as well. So what we can really say is the market seems to be regulating itself, doing the same thing that it did last year so that we can see what the new trends are as we move forward. Listings under contract, as you guys can see, our buyers here in Chicago are still very diligent about making sure they are putting in those offers and getting them accepted. For closed listings, as a reminder, we are looking at what happened maybe the previous month because it can take 25 to 45 days for a loan to kind of process depending on the type of loan, depending on the conditions of the home, depending on the lender and how fast they can get it closed. If you are paying cash, obviously that can change because you got cash. Sold prices in Chicago only dropped about 5,000, but again, that's a trend that we saw last year, so no reason to be alarmed there. It is predicted that it's going to either stay in the same area or continue to rise just because there's just a lack of inventory still. People renting, we saw a dip here, but again, we saw that same thing last year, and I believe it's because of the season. It's summer. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are really using this time to have, some joy. And so they're not really thinking about renting right now. So as we move into August and we see more people going back to school, more people going back to work, we will likely see that more people start to rent again. And we will also likely see that more people are going under contract once again as well. Rental prices in Chicago also had a slight dip of $50, which is, again, similar to what we saw last year. So nothing major there. Please go ahead and check out the comments so that you can see the buyer guide for the summer. It's going to highlight really what's going on in the real estate market, give you some tips as a buyer, give you some tips as a seller. And then also, if you are a teacher, check out our Facebook group. We are getting prepared for school. There's going to be some gift card raffles coming up. We're also going to be talking to you a little bit more about what you can do as an educator to prepare yourself for the home buying process. All right, guys, have a great week, and I'll see you next week to talk about Chicago's real estate market.